For One Studios in Franklin, Michigan. Welcome to the Detroit Cast.
Big fan. Big fan.
A show not just free of charge, but free of FCC regulations.
Thank you for your support of the Detroit Cast.
Oh, there it is.
And without further delay, it's showtime. Please welcome the Detroit Cast. Here are your hosts, Mike and Jay.
Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to the Detroit Cast, usually with Mike and Jay. Jay is not here, unfortunately. Some scheduling conflicts, but Big E is here. Shalom, Big E. But we've got quite the fill-in guest today. If you're watching us, one of my favorite people in the entire world, a true rebel and renegade, Charlie LeDuff. Charlie, welcome to the show.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, it's good to have you here. First time, right?
It's kind of a basement.
Yeah, it's sort of like a tri-level. I don't know if they consider it a basement. I don't know if I can count the square footage if I sell it, but...
Okay, wait, listen. Wait, absolute quiet. Do you hear the duct?
Yeah. It'll get hot as balls down here without it, though. Trust me. You want it. It's a podcast,
what
man.
What does that mean? What do you mean hot as balls? How would you know?
Because
your balls get hot?
My balls get super hot. Last week, dude, I sweat through a shirt. Finally, like halfway through the show, I'm like, is anyone else fucking dying in here? Because I'm sweating through my shirt. And Jay and Eric are like, yeah. And so we made him go turn on the air, and it was much better. So
you should just put him in a Ziploc bag of ice, bro.
It's more than just my nuts, but you get the point.
You're nuts.
Anyway,
No,
Charlie LeDuff.
Literally, you're nuts.
Yeah. I have been looking forward to talking to you about this book for months. I remember the first time I heard about your book, Shit Show, and I immediately...
Can say it.
Yeah. Say
it again.
Shit Show. It's beautiful.
Dude, how stupid is a guy naming his book a title that you can't say?
Dude, one of my questions was, what are the people that are putting this book out with you, they have to have meetings with you going, dude, you can't call your book Shit Show.
Well, my agent said that.
Yeah.
And then I sent it in to the publisher, and she called back. She said, she loved it, and et cetera, et cetera. I go about the title. I love it.
Yeah.
I'm like, you do? Because I was just fucking around. I didn't think they're going to go for it. But,
Yeah.
It's a perfect name, though.
It is. It's called Shit Show. The country's collapsing, and the ratings are great. Perfect. And it's so true, and I absolutely loved it. I love the book. I look forward to it. I'm so glad to have you here to talk about it.
See what's nice, though?
What?
No more needs to be said.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, thanks for coming in.
Yeah, oh, yeah, man.
Have a good day. No.
Thank you. I'm going to go take a dump now.
Yeah. I know. Charlie's got to take a shit. I'm like, dude, it could be an hour.
I know, but it's going to be a bit here. Let's see if the turtle starts peeking. Wait, edit that out. Wait a minute. My mom's listening.
Just give me the heads up, the timeout. Like, dude, it's on. I got to go.
I'll let you know when my balls get hot as balls.
So what are people, like, you're on the interview circuit now. What are people saying? How do they even announce your book? Do they go the bleep show, the S-word show?
They say, I was on Morning Joe. You know, the Mika, right?
That's Mika Brzezinski.
She goes, I can't even say it. She's introducing it like,
yeah.
I can't even say it.
Yeah.
And I said, oh, can I say it? It's cable. She goes, if you want to say it. I'm like, shit show.
You didn't say that.
Yeah, I did. Oh, yeah.
Really?
I don't watch the stuff or listen to it or read reviews or anything, but I don't know if it made it. And then on Fox, I was doing Martha McCallum, and I'm told that they actually blurred, the book, the title is S-H
and then it's
asterisk T.
Yeah.
And they blanked. They actually blurred it.
You got to be kidding me.
Asterisk T.
What are we, children?
I don't know, man. Like we're going through shit show or shit hole with Trump and all that.
CNN, you could probably say it.
They didn't do it there either.
Really?
No.
They certainly love the whole shithole countries.
Man, I'm telling you, there's just no doubt. No offense to the fine ladies and gentlemen of media, but if it wasn't for Trump, yeah, man, these ratings would be dying. Because when I get to New York and D.C., I'm just here in the Midwest in Detroit, but the whole thing. All day. Like
it's exhausting.
It's the end of the year. I was doing a book reading in D.C., and I said, don't get me wrong, I say to this group of older people, I didn't vote for either of them. And the guy gets up and he screams, it's your fault! It's your fault!
Yeah.
And I said, that's the way it goes, bro.
Yeah.
I'm entitled to
vote
pick what I want.
Yeah. I don't like either of them.
I hated them.
Yeah. Jay always says, I voted for fucking Gorsuch, the judge. Like, that's all he cared about was who was going to be nominated for Supreme Court. Mm-hmm. And he's like, that's why I voted for Trump, because I wanted that guy as a judge.
Okay, well, there's a methodology behind what he's doing.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, and each person.
But it's funny. People go, who did you vote for? He goes, Gorsuch.
I voted Libertarian, but people go, you voted for Gary Johnson? I go, no. I don't vote for figureheads.
Yeah.
I was doing a mathematical equation, which is any party that gets 5% of the national vote will get federal matching funds the next time around, like with Perot.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, sure.
And so Gary Johnson was kind of a dope when it all came down to it. But what is libertarianism but a little bit of liberalism, a little bit of conservatism?
Was he the one that couldn't name
Aleppo
or a leader of another
world
country?
leader? Yeah. So, I mean, you're not ready for primetime, Gare.
Yeah.
But he was cool because I was going to hitchhike across the United States like Route 66 on the way to the conventions. First in Cleveland and then in Philly. So start in Santa Monica. Schwarzenegger was going to pick me up. At least that's what we were trying to work out. And then Kanye was going to pick me up from Santa Anita. And then I was going to meet the Navajo medicine man at the Colorado River. And this wasn't all locked in, but it was close. Then McCain and Quayle were going to meet me in Winslow while I was washing my underpants, right? And then Gary Johnson, he got to start in weed, right?
Yeah.
The edibles and stuff.
Yeah.
And he was going to pick me up in New Mexico, where he's from. You know, I was going to blow a doob while he's driving.
Yeah.
And it was going to be wild, man. It was going to be fun. And a week before we left, the company came to us and said, okay, we can advance you $300 each. Now, you know Matt, right? Matt Phillips.
Sure.
Camera
And Bob,
guy, editor.
Yeah, your guys.
You know, Matt's got a family.
Yeah.
You know, he lives in metropolitan Detroit.
Well, stop trying to get him killed then.
2 kids, a wife. He don't got money to front like, a couple of weeks, a month on the road, man.
Yeah.
So we just canceled it.
Wow.
Plus, it was 100. It was 100 like in Arizona. Imagine hitching through that. It's gonna be wild.
Why would they only advance you $300?
I don't know, man. Because corporate America, I mean, they're a little bit, and this isn't a put down or anything, but it's myopic, it's short sighted.
Yeah.
And you could make millions on that because consider all the outlets you can do. You can go, Facebook Live.
Yeah.
Where's Waldo? Like on Twitter. I'm looking for a shower. I'm outside Albuquerque. Anybody got a grandma? You could track me. People could vote where we're gonna go.
Yep. It's a whole different world.
You're live in the morning, right?
Yep.
On the 18 stations. You're let's say Kingman, Arizona, and you slept under the underpass.
Yeah.
And you're brewing the coffee on a Sterno can, and you're live.
Yeah.
Right. Or we're just going to take you to the Indian bar last night in Gallup, New Mexico. You're going to love this. Cut to the big brawl we got into, like the whole bar's being busted up. And that's how it is in America. Like, it would have been great.
Dude, this works, too, because we've done this. Eric, Big E here, we were raising money for a local homeless shelter. And he's like, I want to fucking sleep outside for a week in the dead of winter,
right,
to show what it's like. And so we set up a tent with a camera outside of my driveway, and we took away all amenities from him. I mean, we made it as miserable as possible for him. And this fucker sat there for a week in my driveway, raised what, $30,000 for the shelter?
Wait.
And
Do your listeners know where you live?
Yeah, most of them do.
Okay, so the mean streets of Franklin?
Right, yeah.
The mean streets of your driveway?
It was more about...
That's insane, man.
Well, yeah, come to think of it.
God, balls.
But, dude,
the balls on this guy.
We needed to have an internet connection and cameras.
Don't get me dragged into this. I wasn't bragging. He was.
No. Internet connect. When you're homeless, you go to the payphone.
No, we needed to film it, though. We needed cameras so people could do what you're talking about, go on Facebook Live. And they couldn't stop watching him.
Facebook Live is a camera.
Well, it wasn't Facebook Live. What were you on?
It was YouTube and Facebook Live.
YouTube. He was YouTubing 24 hours a day, and people couldn't stop watching. And he's just sitting there. He's reading a fucking book. You didn't jack off, did you?
No, I did not jack off.
We thought about giving him a few minutes to jack off at one point because he usually has to multiple times a day. And so, but dude, what you're talking about works. It reached a shitload of people. We raised more money for this shelter in a year than FEMA gives them.
See, that's nice.
You know what I mean? $60,000 our listeners donated to this, South Oakland shelter. And so, to prove the point that you were trying to get to, You know, that stuff does work. There's an audience that would follow you all night and watch
Well,
everything you
plus,
put out there.
You know, I'm not into it really for audience following me.
Yeah, it's not about you.
Yeah, because I'm not, that interesting when you about 24 hours of me. I'm not really.
Yeah, you are.
I'm not really liking myself. You know what I mean? It's like I got to go away about midnight. If you know what I'm saying. So, but I can be a conduit to really interesting people. Like, how interesting
Yeah.
is the grand medicine man of the Navajo people when he's on the Colorado River, and 1/6 of the river flow belongs to the Navajo
Yeah.
by treaty. And, like out west and the drought and all of this, that's really an interesting man to meet.
Yeah.
And that's what it's really about.
Yeah.
It's not really,
It's not about you.
that's the fill time. When it's about you, you're just filling bullshit.
Yes, and you're right. You're a conduit, and dude, it's never been about, as far as I can tell, with you personally. It's never been about money. It's not about fame.
I take some money, bro.
Well, obviously you
Yeah.
got to get paid, but it's not about like
But it's not
you
about
could
money.
you could go draw massive paychecks from some of the bigger outlets, but you choose to come home to Detroit, shit like that. You've done that, and you and I have hung out plenty. We go to the bar, and I notice it all the time. It's flattering when someone recognizes you. Oh, can I get a picture? And guys like us, yeah, of course, take a picture. Being with you, Charlie, is so different, though. Like, we'll hang out at a bar, outside having a cigarette, drinking a beer, whatever, and people will be like, Charlie LeDuff, and they'll be fumbling for their camera, and every single time I've seen this happen, you go, man, put your camera away. I'm standing right here. Look me in the eyes. Let's talk. That's how you react to them. It's not about what they're going to post a picture of you on Facebook. It's like, dude, I'm right here. Let's have a conversation. We're human beings. My name's Charlie. It's nice to meet you. And it's like, I've never seen anybody in this business act like that. And I don't know why that is. You're different.
Oh, you talking to me? I'm sorry. The humming was just
You don't like talking about yourself, do you?
transfixing me. It's like, wow, it's so green outside. Yeah, man.
Are you stoned? Did you get high this morning?
No.
Okay.
No, man, I smoked so much weed as a younger person that,
Yeah.
I'm kind of done with it.
Yeah.
Because when you're young and you're doing that, like LSD and weed and all that, they're psychotropic, and you get in touch with yourself. Like the reason people trip on weed or whatever is because you can't run from yourself. That little voice in your head scares you,
Yeah.
right? No, I'm in touch with it now.
Yeah.
So I don't need to be getting in touch with it anymore because I don't want to talk to it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Bores me. So no, I don't smoke weed because I don't want to think hard. It
Yeah.
actually makes me think hard instead of blowing it all away.
Yeah.
It does.
I'm jealous of those guys that can just chill on it.
Yeah.
I can't do it either.
Where your brain opens up like a cloud.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
you're in
yeah.
the sky. No, mine turns into a walnut.
Yeah, yeah.
You know
yeah.
what I mean?
Dude, I'm the same way. That's why I can't smoke it either.
You don't smoke it?
No. I've tried. I wish I could.
Somebody gave me a chocolate chip cookie.
Oh yeah.
It sat in my fridge for, I don't know.
Dude.
And I finally ate it a couple years ago. I hated it.
Really?
It was like tripping.
Yeah.
You couldn't shut it off.
Yeah.
Like, it's 5 a.m. I'm like, I really don't want to talk to me right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
We gave E a gummy bear, one of the gummy bears.
Yeah.
Within 15 minutes, he was on my floor, and he was in my house for 2 days. He could not. He was so fucked up. His mom's calling me all worried. Like, he's fine. He's upstairs. He's sleeping it off for two days.
What, your mom know you ate a gummy bear? You told your mommy?
She was watching.
Oh, she was watching.
And people let her know.
And did
that-
you raise money for the homeless shelter? A Gumby over here.
No.
Come on.
Anyway, getting back to your book.
Wait,
Shit
what
show.
happened? So what happened to your mind? Were you freaking out?
No, you know what,
For
dude?
the first 10 minutes, you were hilarious.
Well, the problem is those gummy bears are waste. I don't smoke at all, so it just was. You're supposed to take like a leg of the gummy bear, and I took the whole gummy bear, and I think, like you said, for about 5 minutes it felt good, and the rest of it I couldn't. It was the worst experience I've ever had in my entire life.
Yeah.
Like, I drink a lot, and I've never even came close to having a hangover that bad. Like, I couldn't walk. Like, I remember sitting over here, like, I couldn't even, like, move the mouse. Like, I remember sitting here trying to, like, move my hand, and I couldn't. It was god-awful. And then we had a clock going on here. So the lady tells me, oh, if you don't feel it in 45 minutes,
Take more.
don't just wait 5 minutes and be like, I don't feel it. It could take 45 minutes to really peak. So now I know that it's getting bad, and the clock is ticking, and I'm like, oh my God, it's going to keep getting worse. And it was just terrible.
Next time, just try the gummy cocks.
Okay, well, maybe, yeah, the bear versus the cock would have made the big difference in the THC or whatever it is.
That's one of the dudes in the book. Do you remember the Bundy and all the dudes that took over
the ranch in Nevada?
No, the bird sanctuary in Oregon.
Oh, okay.
And they didn't plan it too well, so they put out a list. Like, we need supplies here in the bird sanctuary. We've run out of Q-tips and cheese slices.
Tampons.
Yeah, coffee creamer. Somebody sent him a bag of gummy dicks.
Dude, we have around here a bag of hard candy dicks that someone sent us. So people do like doing that. Yeah. Hey, how's the book doing so far? Are you getting any
I don't
numbers?
know.
Do you check? Do you care?
No, I don't care, man.
Because Detroit did really well.
I don't care. I mean, what can I do?
Yeah.
What can I do?
It's out of your control. Well, you can do interviews and.
What can you do? I mean, the book's out.
Yeah.
I gave it everything I have.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna. I don't read any reviews.
Yeah.
None good, none bad, because you get caught up in it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, it's like Facebook. Like 99 people say something great.
Yeah.
And one dick says something, and you can't let that 1% go.
Dude.
So it's just like, say, look, I'd like it to sell.
Yeah.
I really would, but I know people that have written books, and that's all they do.
Yeah.
They're just monitoring, like, Amazon. But Amazon's not the total count. You know, bookstores, independent bookstores. I guess in Amazon. I guess it does really count any, yeah.
Is it harder now to sell books than it was before? I mean, because like music, like, dude,
well, it's easier to sell music.
Nobody
it's just easier to corner the market.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
Like, anybody can sell music. But there's so much music out there now.
Yeah.
That.
But the idea of going platinum now is fucking forget it.
Right.
You're not going to sell. You're not moving 1 million units. I don't care who you are.
Right. But
Beyonce maybe, but.
I mean, a book's great though. Because there's
forever.
no library for albums.
Yeah.
Or cassette tapes.
Or 8 tracks like in your Cadillac.
Right. But there are for books.
Yeah.
So, the book is basically about 2013 to now, when we were going across America. It's the same place, same stories, but nothing to do with. There'll be videos. The cool thing about this book there are videos. But the book isn't about those videos. It doesn't quote them. It doesn't.
There's no quotes, period.
It just, I love E.E. Cummings, dude. No periods, no capital
Dude, it's
letters.
hilarious.
And so it's sort of like more about the philosophy of what's going on in America, what's going right, what's going wrong, the funny shit.
Yeah.
Bob and Matt and.
Yeah.
So it's not a redo.
So
it's a rock and roll romp across America.
Were you planning the book when you had the idea of the Americans?
No.
That came after?
Yeah.
Because you went to Fox News, the big boys, Roger Ailes' office. I mean, that's where the book starts. And you go in there and, you're pitching him this idea of doing, I want to take this crew, go around the country and film real Americans. And I love that you said, what was his quote to you? He looks at his guys and just says, can we, how did he word it? I want to get it right. Can we handle him or can we control him? And what did you say to him when he...
What the fuck's that supposed to mean?
To Roger Ailes' face, you actually said that to him? Yeah. How did he react to that?
He laughed.
Yeah.
I don't want you doing stories on Rupert's charities. I'm like, why the fuck would I do stories of Rupert's charities?
Yeah.
Right? There's 1,000 people in the New York media doing stories on Rupert's charities. I don't need to do that.
Yeah.
I mean, because
so he's worried about the bottom line, money.
What I'm answering that is, I went in there and I told him I did a book called. He goes, yeah, Detroit. I go, yeah. And the point of the Detroit book was, I don't think we're an outlier here. We're not some freaky little corner of the country. We're the center of what's going on.
And if you're right, that's scary as shit.
Well, so this book is like Detroit Part 2.
Yeah.
I give you Detroit. And then, okay, I said to Roger, now I want to take it across the country and see. And you want to know what I know?
What's that?
It's true.
Yeah.
The country's in it like we are. It's really bad. It's rough. I mean, same things that you're feeling, that you're worried about, your kid's future, your savings, your retirement, racial issues,
Schools.
all of it.
Yeah.
But, this isn't a lecture book.
No.
It's a rock and roll romp. It is.
Absolutely it is.
Here, read the first 7 words, up to the first comma. You go ahead.
You want me to
Just
do it?
there's no introduction to this thing.
No.
There are no acknowledgments page. It's just 280 pages, go. So right to the first comma.
So this-
First,
Okay.
first 7 words.
I'd arrived full of piss and tonic, ready to pitch Roger Ailes my
No,
idea.
see, you can't even count the 7.
Oh,
I arrived full of piss
full
and
of piss and
tonic.
tonic. Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah, that's it.
Here we go.
Yeah. Off and running.
Off and running. To pitch Roger Ailes, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah. Now if you know your story, you've been all over the world. You've done, kind of a Rolling Stone, but not a musician. You've just like taken off and gone like where the world takes me. You've done all that stuff. So you've traveled this country 1,000 times over. Did you learn anything different doing these stories, or was it what you expected?
Shit, I don't know. The next question.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean,
wow. Like, that's like such a big esoteric question. And go, monkey. Answer that. Like, you're going to have to give me a gummy bear to think about that shit.
No,
I haven't thought of it that way.
My thought is like you pick a story that you want to do that you're interested in. Were you surprised by any of them that it was worse than you thought, or it was better than you thought?
Well, yeah, of course. It's like, when remember the 50-year anniversary of Selma
Yeah.
and the Voting Rights Act and the Pettus Bridge and
Civil rights.
remember all that?
Sure.
And they beat heads and the fire hoses. Well, and Obama walked across it. How far we've come in those 50 years. We didn't go to Selma because every turd in a safari outfit, he just reporter with Banana Republic gear.
Yeah.
It's going to show up, and everybody's going to do the same picture and the
Yep.
same archival stuff, and we don't want to do it. So
Your,
whenever-
your quote is, if the media goes right, go
you
left.
go left.
Go left.
So we went to Birmingham, Alabama.
Yeah.
2 years earlier, they sent all the children out. King did, right?
Yeah.
And that's when you really got the water hoses. And there's that famous picture of the German Shepherd,
Dick Middleton,
Dick Middleton, and the
Walter
young
Gadsden.
Walter Gadsden. And that picture could have come from today. So my idea was, let's go find them,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Let's go find these two.
I love that part of the book.
yeah?
I love it. Yeah, because we should know their names.
Yeah.
People don't know what we're talking about right now. And if you saw the picture, you'd go,
You would know it.
Fuck, yeah.
would know- like-
It's the famous picture of the black kid. He's 15 years old, Walter Gadsden. This is in Birmingham,
Birmingham, Alabama.
Alabama. King, I believe, is in jail at this point.
He was out at that point. 2 weeks earlier, he wrote the
Okay.
famous letter from Birmingham jail.
Okay, and this is 2 years before
Selma.
Bloody Sunday.
Yeah.
And so the famous picture of the German Shepherd, mouth open, biting,
Tearing into his skull.
tearing into this kid.
Yeah.
And the cop is Dick Middleton, who's got the dog.
Yeah.
It's that famous picture, and there's the sign behind him, for
Jockey
the
Boy Restaurant.
Jockey Boy Restaurant. Come and drink Coca-Cola. There, he's got the picture up. If you're watching us on YouTube right now, you can see it, and you'll know that picture. And so
Well, we're on YouTube?
yeah, fuck yeah,
Live?
yeah.
Well, dude, no, I gotta be paid to be live now, man.
I got a
I'm a
couple
TV
bucks.
guy, man. This ain't free. Okay, I'm just playing. Anyway.
But everybody knows that picture, but nobody knows their names, and so you went on the hunt for them.
yeah, put it back up.
Oh, stop.
Yeah,
I don't know what
he's
For
happened.
those watching on
For
YouTube.
fucking A.
I don't know what happened. It was there.
What the fuck with this guy?
Can you believe it?
Yeah.
What I got to deal with, Charlie?
So, for those of you that aren't watching, it's a young black boy, 15, Walter Gadsden, and a middle-aged white cop, Dick Middleton,
Yep.
and he's clutching his sweater while Leo, the German Shepherd, is biting into him, and he's got him by the leash, and you can see that's the picture of authority, the man. So, what surprised me about this, and I've knocked on a lot of doors, I couldn't find Walter Gadsden. He
Yeah.
vaporized into history. Dick
You're
Middleton.
looking for death notices, anything you can
I
do to
was
find
searching
them.
national databases, got
Yeah.
me the right age, etc. And I got 3. Well, you have to read the book.
Yeah.
But I went to Dick Middleton's door. I talked to Dick Middleton's colleagues, the guys that actually fingerprinted Martin Luther King and whatnot.
Yeah.
And he goes, "Yeah, that's Dick Middleton, all right." And you'll notice his holster's on his left hip. He's got the dog in his left hand.
Yeah.
He's left-handed.
Yep.
That's Dick Middleton.
Yeah.
I go to Dick Middleton's door.
You found 2 of them, didn't you?
Nope, just one.
Just one, okay.
Yeah, and he worked for the Birmingham police. And his son-in-law goes, yeah, he worked for the Birmingham police. Yeah, but that's not him.
Yeah.
I go, what do you mean it's not him?
Not him.
He told a writer a couple decades ago it was him, didn't bother him none.
Yeah.
His old friends remember him. The left hand, all of it.
Yeah.
And it's not him. And how profound it was. It was not shocking. It was really curious.
Yeah.
Because you figure at the times we're not, like, you would learn things. Like, you would say something like, didn't bother me, or I was just doing my job,
Yeah.
or I'm glad things changed, or things really haven't changed. But to just to deny your existence.
Yeah.
Like, why
It's
not?
weird.
You got something to tell us, brother.
It's weird.
I'm
that
not here
50 years later.
Yeah, I'm not here to judge you.
Yeah.
The good Lord will do that.
Yeah.
I'm here to, you can impart some wisdom. You're an elder,
Yeah.
and you don't want to be you.
Yeah.
Damn.
Gonna deny it. It's just
Damn.
odd.
It was weird.
It's a great story to be told there. I was shocked in the book when it's like, really? This family's gonna deny this?
To
and
the
then
end.
and
Why?
then the kid too, where it's like, I think maybe you located 2 Walter Gadsdens in the area, and
One was a young dude, not him.
yeah.
One I got a hold by telephone to Montgomery to the guy's daughter, and he wouldn't have been the right age, etc.
Yeah.
And then the third one, the old dude who would have been right.
Oh, his wife was bitching or something.
Somebody's
in the background.
bitching. Yes, he's and his it's just south of the tracks, and
Yeah.
all the windows got bars on them, and his fish tank's green, and the TV's big as the fish tank, and
Yeah.
there's some woman just screaming at him. The phone's in his pocket. You so-and-so, you motherfucking. It's a trip.
Yeah, well, it would have been great to get their perspective all these years later. You know, that's a interesting story and a
But
famous
then
picture.
again,
Yeah, here we
I
are.
did get their perspective.
Yeah,
It ain't me.
yeah,
Wow,
yeah,
that's deeper than anything you could have said, I guess.
yeah, yeah. How important was that picture? Because that, I think, was in the front page of
That
just
picture
about.
changed everything.
Yeah,
That did. Kennedy saw that pic. That made every front page in America
Except?
the Birmingham Gazette and the
Yeah.
Tupelo Times.
and they're ashamed of that to this day.
They are.
Yeah, I thought I read that in your book that people are embarrassed that in the town that this happened that picture was not on the front page of their paper.
Oh, I don't know, but I know there's a great big bronze statue in the middle of town now.
Yeah,
You got to remember, a couple weeks or months after that, the Klan bombed the 16th Street Baptist Church, which was right there where that picture was, and killed 4 girls. And here, let's yeah, there it is.
Yep.
Give me a second to bring this all around.
okay.
So 4 Klansmen bombed that church. Voting Rights Act, Civil Rights Act,
Yeah.
all these things come out of this, not Selma, this. Without this, there is no Selma. Those guys never got prosecuted, the Klan, for
Really?
killing those girls. And then, I forget the man's name, very old guy, was the Attorney General. I sat in his office for this story when we were doing it for TV, and he was bullshitting, great guy. And he brought 2 of them to trial, and he got them convicted.
Yeah,
And his, a young guy from law school came just to watch, and he ends up being this guy's clerk. And then he ends up taking this guy's job as the Attorney General, and his name was Doug Jones. You know who Doug Jones is? He's the one that just won the Senate in Alabama against Roy Moore.
okay, yeah.
Okay, but we only know Roy Moore, the pedophile, right?
Sure.
Okay, and it's such a backlash to Trump that all kinds of black people turn out record numbers to vote against Roy Moore for this no-name Doug Jones.
Mm-hmm.
No. See, because when Doug Jones became Attorney General, he went and got the other 2,
Really?
and he put him in prison many years later, decades later,
Yeah.
in Alabama, at much cost to his career. So do you think shit show spinning media and all the little parachute kids from the north all of a sudden tell me what time it is? Do you think maybe black Alabama showed up not because Roy Moore was a puke,
Yeah.
but because they have an abiding respect for a man named Doug Jones.
Yeah.
Because they remember.
Why don't we know that?
I don't know. And I'm sitting there in my underpants writing this book going, shit show.
Yeah.
It's bullshit.
Yeah.
Go back and bring back this history. Bring back this history. And if you're flying in and you're landing in your parachute, you're going to know this. If you're hanging around Doug Jones for 2 minutes, you're going to know this.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I hope to God what I'm saying is true, because I think it is.
Well, I hope
but
it is
I'm not
too.
getting paid. I mean, this is just a podcast. I mean, not
Yeah.
just a podcast. It's a very successful podcast. And a nicely plush carpeted basement with a humming.
Pabst Blue Ribbon fridge.
Yep. Is there Pabst in there?
No, there's not Pabst in there. Should be. Pabst should hook us up.
But dude,
Got
what
a Red
poser.
Bull fridge.
What a poser.
Yeah. What, it's probably got like health drinks in it.
Got my sandwiches in there.
Yeah.
It's got milk. It's got milk in it.
Yeah, they didn't like using my fridge upstairs. I don't blame them, so they just started using this down here.
But yeah, I mean, that's sort of. It doesn't have, I mean, Roy Moore is a great, interesting story. I mean, on the media's inside baseball. Like,
Yeah, he's a creep.
Oh, this is a great story.
Yeah.
This thing, I can do this all day long.
Yeah,
But
he's
that's-
touching kids.
That's all we did all day long.
Yeah.
There's other stuff to be said. And
Yeah.
Other stuff going on, and other motivations, like
Mm-hmm.
a Trump voter. All of a sudden, the media a year and a half ago said we have to understand America better because we didn't understand the discontent, right?
Yeah.
Now it's been being spun. If you voted for Trump, you're a racist.
Yeah.
It's the white horde.
Yeah.
Although 30% of Latinos and 40% of Asians voted for Trump too,
Sure. That doesn't matter though.
and 8% of blacks.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's changed.
It's embarrassing, is what it is.
Now, why would it be embarrassing? You didn't do it.
I don't
It's
like.
a shit show, man.
I voted for Trump. I didn't like Trump. He's an egomaniac. I kind of had the attitude of the Molotov cocktail into the whole fucking system
Fuck
attitude.
you, Jeb.
Fuck you, Jeb.
You ain't nothing but Hillary.
Yeah.
It's
and
fake.
fuck Hillary Clinton, you fraud, you fake piece of shit. You're a nasty woman. I've read books on that woman. She's just nasty. Nasty to her Secret Service. Nasty to
Forget that.
employees.
Here,
You know what I mean?
Besides the personal, it was the Clintons who monetized Washington.
Yeah.
It was a sleepy, kind of, bureaucratic place. Then it got hyper monetized.
Yeah.
Right? Remember renting the Lincoln bedroom? If you wanted to contribute, you could stay. Remember they took the ashtrays and stuff? Do you
Yeah.
remember?
Oh yeah.
I mean,
They cleaned the place out when
I
they
mean,
left.
that's now it's beyond party now.
Yeah.
It's just a good old time. Rip into our pockets and make yourself rich.
Yeah. Dude, I'm shocked. There have been a handful of times where I've booked an interview with someone. Some girl was doing things where she was getting dick pictures from guys. Like guys would randomly send her dick pics. And so she did a gallery event in Los Angeles where she was displaying blown up posters of all these dick pics that had been randomly sent to her. And I found the story interesting. And so I got in touch with her and booked an interview, and she agreed to do it. And then she gets back to me a day later. Someone said, I listened to your show, and fuck you, and you guys, I will never do this short stuff. Because she heard us talking about Trump or something. And it was like, this is unbelievable. I can't imagine, that this is the edit. Like, dude, I'm a person. We don't have to talk about fucking Trump. Who gives a shit? But that's where we're at. And the media is doing the same thing to us.
Yeah, well, I won't comment on it because I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
So I want to not go there, but we're doing it to ourselves.
What?
You know what I mean? I mean,
Yeah.
like I said, I'm doing that book reading, and a guy's yelling, "It's my fault."
Yeah.
It's like, what's wrong with you, dude?
Yeah.
Where's your brotherhood? Where's your decorum? Where's the ability to talk to one another? Because when it gets down to it, we do. Just turn off the fucking TV.
Yeah, everyone keeps telling me to do that. I can't.
Nobody is. Nothing on TV's changed except the character.
Yeah.
He's so mesmerizing that we all can't help it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm sorry, you can send me your screeds, your 140 character screed. Nothing's changed.
Yeah.
Look, it's a huge distraction. I don't know. Did the guy walk himself into a obstruction of justice charge? It's hilarious, but nothing's really changed.
No.
Oh, the economy's red hot. Well, bro, it's really not, because wages have done zero,
Yeah.
nothing. Adjusted for inflation, they've done nothing. Full employment, well, there's less men in the workforce now than there were 10 years ago, because the way they measure unemployment is if you're not looking for work, you're not counted as being in the workforce. If you have part-time work, you're counted.
Yeah.
Okay, what are the real jobs? Take out the financial sector, right? And the tech. We'll leave tech in. Take out the financial sector. No, man, wages are down. What jobs are being made? Hospitality, you know what that is. You know, motels, hotels, you know, service industry. Medical care, that's nursing, but it's also, you know, home attendants, wiping old people's butts.
Yep.
It's not. The Dow is a house of cards, right?
Yeah.
When you have tax cuts, you inject money into the market, right? Money's going around. When you have a loose monetary policy, that is, the Fed's, it's easy to borrow, interest rates are low. You're going to have a lot of high heat, but that just means real estate values are not real, I don't think.
Yeah.
Nor is stock. It feels so 2006 to me.
Yeah.
You know, and when we get a gigantic
Walking into 2008.
and when we get a gigantic tax cut, of which we all got a little piece now, right? Maybe some people got bonuses, but what really happened was companies took the money and bought back their stocks, which means the stockholder makes money, the CEO makes money because he gets paid in stock, and 10 years down the line, our tax break went away. The business tax cut is there in perpetuity. They cut it 40%. We got a huge hole in the deficit. Our kids have to pick it up.
Yeah.
The roads stink. The schools stink. And let me just wind this up for you, wrap it all up. In March, according to the House Fiscal Agency in Lansing, businesses paid, I'm just guessing, I can't remember the exact number. Businesses paid negative $200 million to the state
How is that possible?
because we gave them money. Like, you know, downtown Gilbertville, GM. Like, we got to pay these people to stay.
Wow.
This is what's happening.
Yeah.
The jobs aren't coming back from Mexico.
Yeah.
But the reporters and everybody else don't seem to understand us here, that we know that. And why we're doing like voting for Trump, let's say, or Bernie, is you're not going to move the Dodge Ram plant too, are you? You know, the thing that's left. Warren Stamping's not going to, you know, Jalisco, is it? That's what we were voting. We weren't voting for the 1950s.
Yeah.
Because 90% of us.
That's what the media told us,
yeah,
though.
but if the media would stop for a minute, 90% of us don't have a memory of the 50s,
Yeah.
right? We were voting for the 90s.
Right.
I mean, a little bit of bread and stuff.
Yeah.
I'll stop.
No. It's interesting because that was the narrative, is what you're talking about. Oh, make America great again. Oh, you mean like in the 50s when we were, you know, the Klan was running wild. It was like, no, it's not. What the fuck are you talking about? But that was the coverage we saw. It's shameful. Do you, you know, when you look at the media, and you're a part of it, the media, much different than most of them, but do you think there's any hope that they come back to reality? And because they're so necessary. The media is so necessary, and to me personally, it's so fucking dangerous. The shit we see on TV right now, it's just dangerous. Race baiting and the stuff we're seeing. Do you have any hope at all of that turning around and getting a real media again?
See,
You don't watch it.
I just don't even agree that that's true.
Yeah,
You know, I mean, there's more media now than ever.
I know.
So you can find it, but people increasingly tend to just find things that explain them the way they want to hear them.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
Which is, it's really the consumer's fault. See, you hate the New York Times. And admit, I worked there. And when I worked there, they tried so hard to keep the editorial page from bleeding into the news page, right?
Yeah.
Now it does. But you know that the facts in general are correct. In fact, if you sit on your toilet in the morning, like, you know, like I do, like everybody does, and you're going through the news,
Yeah.
and Mueller's did this or Comey said that, somebody, probably the big three, New York Times, Washington Post, or Wall Street Journal, or the AP,
Yep.
got it, and everybody else pretending they're media
Yeah.
is commenting on it, right? They're not really doing it. There's 1,000 news outlets now, but which ones do you trust? I go to, here's, you know, what I look at.
I was going to ask you,
New
who's
York
getting it right?
Times, Wall Street Journal, you got to pay for these. Associated Press, you don't.
Yep.
Right?
Reuters.
Washington Post, Reuters, and that's the mainstream. I look at, less so locally anymore because there's not much for me,
Yeah.
right?
Or anyone.
Which is gonna, it'll
Unless you're planning a barbecue, we can give you a great chili recipe on your local news.
be, kittens pushing yarn, man. I mean,
Hell yeah. Wait, when's the water skiing squirrels coming on again?
Why not? Because we need clicks.
Yeah.
Because as people pull away, and the old system of 3 networks, 2 newspapers, right? That's
Yeah.
how you used to get it.
Yeah.
That's real media. Walter Cronkite,
Yeah.
for 8 years, cheerleading Vietnam till he gets off his dead ass and goes over there and goes, fuck.
Yeah.
Fuck, I'm sorry.
Sorry, I was wrong.
I'm sorry. I know
Sorry
you
about
trust
that.
me.
Most trusted man in America.
That kind of a fuck up, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When you know all your guys on the ground were like, dude, this shit's fucked up.
Yeah. But when I watch,
So, to finish,
okay.
I don't think the media disappeared. Now, if you want to get into the cat fight, do so. But it's boring. And guess what? I would work for the cat fight. I did work for the cat fight.
Yeah.
I did. I worked for local TV news.
Yeah.
There's a worse form of journalism than that. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Right?
Podcasting.
And we would be on the network, but we're just trying to bring some real.
But that's the difference, though. You weren't going to do a story on a water skiing squirrel.
I would do that though.
No, you
I mean, if
wouldn't.
I could actually
Fuck
see
you.
a
No, you wouldn't.
water skiing squirrel, I
You
would do that.
can.
Well, I once did the story of the phantom cat and the lady who's thinks her neighbor stole the cat. The neighbor didn't steal the cat. Then the cat's in the wall, and they tear out little spaces in the wall, and no cat in the wall. Okay, he's on the roof. Okay, so I asked the neighbor, can you help me get the cat off the roof? He says yes. He's a 500-pound dude. So it cuts to me trying to lift him, and then him falling on me and smushing me. That's how we're gonna do it.
But you're having fun.
Right.
And it's a story that no one else is going to do.
Right. So sometimes, look, ladies and gentlemen out there, working hard or hardly working.
Yeah.
Either way, you got a lot on your mind,
Yeah.
right? So, let me do the research for you. I know you're smart. Let me make it interesting for you, right? Let me be consistent and follow up and follow up and follow up. And it's a good relationship.
Yeah.
So sometimes, just make them laugh, man. Works hard. The kids fuck it up in school, and
Yeah.
and
You don't take yourself too seriously.
I try not to.
Yeah. I've asked you this before off air, and you don't like answering it, but too bad. What is it about you that the people of Detroit love so much? And specifically, I'm talking about black people in Detroit. Hanging out with you, it's just going to happen. 20 people are going to come up and go, Charlie, and most of them are going to be black, and they're going to shake your hand, ask where you've been. They know you and they love you. I've been, with local media people all over town. I've never seen black people react to a white guy
Why would
like
that
that.
be strange?
It's strange because I don't see it happen to other people. What is the connection?
Well, what about white people?
Well, white people come up to you too, but I mean, I've never seen that many black people.
So it's interesting to you that black people. No, and it's not.
Yeah.
Let's get it real straight.
Yeah.
That black people would like a white person. Yeah.
Not that they would like a white person, but that the respect and the love for this one particular white guy that they have.
Well,
and I
you
see
know.
this
You know,
is
I'm-
coming
I'm a
from
little
my
bit black,
perspective.
bro.
I know.
That's important.
You don't
to
look
people.
black though.
Well, I know. I'm Italian.
Yeah. I'm just saying,
Look,
Charlie.
you take some white, you take some red, you take
take
some
the good, you
black,
take the bad,
you
you
shake
take
it
them all
up,
in
you
there,
get
yeah.
Italian.
Yeah, you're a mix of a lot of shit.
I am.
You're a Ojibwe.
Yeah, I'm Ojibwe.
Yeah.
I'm a pipe carrier.
Are you?
Uh-huh.
What percent?
3/16, I guess, if you want to do the government.
Yeah.
Government.
Is that more than Warren, Elizabeth Warren?
She don't got any, man.
Pocahontas.
She is Pocahontas. Fake ass. Fake ass.
No,
I hate
man,
that
I-
shit. She didn't apologize.
I knew you probably wouldn't answer the question and you'd want to steer away
But
from it.
no, I am answering it. The thing is this. Because maybe I'm a person that treats them as people. And yes, I know they're black, and that's important to them
Yeah.
because that's them. But they're no different than white people in intellectually. And I hope white people and brown people like what I'm giving them to,
Yeah.
because we're all people. I guess I'm just trying to say, you know, if enough repetitions where you're showing all people that you care about them, that you're doing the work,
Yeah.
that you got a set of balls, and that you represent them.
Yeah.
I think Mike's question though is because you're a media
racist.
person.
It's racist.
No, it's because you're a
I'm
media
kidding.
person. It's he's not just saying a white and that black people would like a white person. You're saying that it's a media guy. I don't think there's a lot
media
of guys.
person.
Yeah, but I don't think there's a lot of guys he's talking about.
Yeah, sort of.
Maybe not. Maybe
No, you're fine, Eric. I actually, last time we were out, we were at a bar, and a black guy came up, and it was probably the 20th black person to come up and talk to you and thank you and shake your hand and want a picture and blah, 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 all that stuff. And I finally turned to this guy, and I said, hey, man, can I ask you a question? He's like, yeah, whatever. I said, what is it? I said, I've never seen so many black people come up and show such respect and love for Charlie LeDuff. What is it about him that makes him different than any other media person in town? And he said, man, he's real, he's honest, and he speaks for us, and he's believable. We believe that he's not out for anything but for us, and he's the voice we have.
That's nice.
It's awesome.
That's nice. And, it's nice.
You have to feel that.
Well, I try. And it's for white people, too.
Sure.
And for Latin people. And for Arab people.
Mhm.
And Native people.
Yeah.
And Asian, seriously.
Yeah.
Because I know you're out there. And I know you're smart. And it means a lot to me. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not going to work that hard to throw that away.
Yeah.
Right? You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And that's a lot of reps. That's a lot of pounding. That's a lot of tear gas. That's a lot of paperwork.
Yeah.
Right? That's a lot of lawsuits. That's a lot of stuff. Because I know people aren't stupid. I know they're ignorant
Yeah.
to some facts.
Mhm.
And my job is to get them those facts so they can make themselves not ignorant.
Yeah.
And I'm never going to cheat that.
Yeah.
Because that's, I
And you care on a different level because people come up to local celebrities all the time and they want an autograph or a picture, and it's hi, bye, you're gone, thanks, love your work. But last time we were out, I don't know, you spent a half hour with this couple, and she was telling you, she was a school teacher in Detroit. Remember the couple I'm talking about? And you talked to them for 20, 30 minutes, and you wanted to know what was the problem.
No, I was just trying to get away from you.
Fair enough.
I'm playing.
No, but it was like, dude, that's what people see. That he's not just going, hi, here's a picture, get the fuck away from me, I'm drinking. It's like, no, I want to hear your story. What is it? What's going on? Where are you at? What school are you at? What's it like? What are the kids like? What are you dealing with in the classroom? And she's like, holy shit, Charlie LeDuff gives a shit about my problems.
Well, how else do I know a substitute teacher makes $100 a day, $60 after taxes in Detroit Public Schools?
Yeah.
Because, through that, just a human exchange, it does inform my work.
Yeah.
Oh, we got to go take a look at that.
Remember when she said, how many kids were in a classroom? Like 50 or something.
Yeah, something like that.
It was like, what?
Because they didn't have enough teachers and they were triaging it.
Yeah.
Now, you think about it, you look at that, and then you look at the tremendous amount of money we gave to the Illiches for that overpriced stadium that none of us can afford that we're paying for because they captured a business tax downtown, property taxes, to pay for it, and then took the $600 million debt that the schools had and dumped it on the state, which is you and me.
You and me.
Wow, motherfucker.
What-
Wow, motherfucker.
Why are you being a-
$60 a day for a teacher?
What? Yeah.
Now, what's
It's
that?
shameful.
What's that going to do? See, because none of our kids can do well if we've got the biggest pocket of misery, right? Like, I'm talking basically anybody that doesn't live in Detroit, metropolitan Detroit, inside Detroit, man, by any measure, crime, poverty, illiteracy, we can't have that.
Yeah.
And I know there is things like personal responsibility, no doubt. Let me say it again. There are things called personal responsibility,
Yeah.
no doubt. But when a child is trapped in that shit, how can you put it on the kid?
Yeah.
You go to school, abandoned house, right? You go to school, punks out there, no police.
Dude,
you
he's
go
in
to
danger
school,
walking to
there are
school.
no books. You go to school, there's mold and rats. Ah, shit.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
We got to do better.
We got to do better by those kids for my kid
Yeah.
and your kid.
Yeah, and if you've got a kid that's like yours that you raise properly, your daughter, who's can read at a proper level
Yes.
and write, she's held up to the lowest kid in class because you got to teach the lowest kid in class and you got to focus
So
on
you
that.
pull the kid out of class.
So now your daughter doesn't get the proper attention because
So you pull the kid out of class. You're off to Catholic school. What happens to that dude in public school,
yeah,
right? Let's say my daughter goes off to do great things. How wide is that gulf? How much are you going to tax her now?
yeah.
What is she supposed to do? Live in a
She's
gated
got worse to
community
pay for, man. She's
with,
fucked.
With 50-foot fences?
Yeah.
What are we supposed to do here?
Yeah.
How's this going to work? How's this going to work?
It's called kicking the can, Charlie.
It's, you know, I mean, if we could go back 30 years and the shit that they did, we
Yeah.
wouldn't do it, would we?
See, how do you not get discouraged as fuck? Because you know so much
Because
about
I don't
this.
get discouraged, man. I get up and I start fighting.
I know you do.
I don't lay down.
Dude, but you can't fight and win the war by yourself.
Why didn't you die on your feet?
Yeah. I mean, I would think it'd be very disheartening to do the legwork necessary to know what you know about the real problems. Because I can make a joke and go, don't be a buzzkill, man. Detroit's kicking ass. We got Mayor Duggan. Look at this place. It's coming alive.
Indict him.
Yeah. But see, most people don't know. They're not informed. They don't know that it's a house of cards, right?
Yeah. But people got a gut feeling.
Do they?
Yeah, they do.
You think they do?
Of course they do.
What do you think of the comeback of Detroit? I mean, Detroit,
Well,
everybody
there's some-
loves to talk about
There's
that.
some cement and there's some restaurants.
Yeah.
And how many of these restaurants, how many can there be?
But
They're going to start, New York is the restaurant capital of this continent. Any good year, 50% of them close.
Yeah.
I don't know. You know, I did a calculation. Let's just do this, the hockey arena and the restaurants and stuff. Publicly, in order to make back the public's money, right? Remember,
That we're taxed.
right, like 20, let's put it all together, about 15 to 20 million a year on the financing, 10 million a year in revenue share that we don't get anymore that we got off the Joe, so that comes out of the city's kitty. The naming rights that we don't have, which minimum are 10 million. Let's call it 40 million, okay? Let's call it 30 million. That's the public's piece every year. At 2% income tax, right?
Yep.
How much would we have to capture to make our 30 million a year that we give them every year?
Don't make me do math.
Okay. My calculation was this. Somewhere between 1,000 and 1,500 millionaires must be created. There must be 1,000 jobs making $1 million at 2% income tax to get the money back. Now
Yeah.
we're just doing podcasts. We're going to take a break, have a cigarette, right? We are?
Yeah.
And then we'll do the calculation, come back.
Okay.
But it's something like that.
Yeah.
So how many jobs would you have to create? Not just what it creates down there, but the public's bank.
Yeah, but we can get craft beers downtown now.
Oh, I dig it. I dig that.
There's some cool organic restaurants, man.
Well, you know, whatever. I got an organic garden. But I dig that. Don't get me wrong. But the public's bank. What would it take to police this? Look what happened this weekend. Greektown.
Greektown, 2 shootings.
3.
I was right
Three?
there for both. Not right there when it happened, but I mean,
Where's the cop? in
Greektown
every-
is terrible right now.
Where's the cop? You think Greektown's terrible? Go into the neighborhood, dude.
Yeah,
you
I'm
want to
sure.
buy the bullshit from the chief of police and the mayor that crime's doing well? No. The FBI.
I feel safe going
the
to Tyree.
FBI rejected Detroit's crime numbers from 2017. They were cooked so wildly,
Yeah.
and everybody's still quoting them.
Yeah.
The FBI said no.
Yeah, these
The
are
FBI
bullshit
said
murder
no.
rate numbers.
Bullshit. Well, forget murder.
Was it
forget murder.
shootings? I thought it was shootings.
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 Robberies.
Yeah.
Assaults. Rape.
And they were saying it was down. It's down 20% from.
It's not. It's a lie. And it was a lie in 16 and a lie in 15.
Yeah.
Don't you guys remember they were arguing about it?
Yeah.
Really? Now take a look. We had more shootings and murders than Chicago had over Easter. Look at Noel night over Christmas. This is bullshit.
Yeah.
Bullshit. And Gasper Fiore, right, the towing titan, he was supposed to be sentenced last week. Remember, he bribed the deputy chief of police, the number 2, right?
Yeah.
And she going to prison? Gasper's singing like a bird. Gasper gets 2 more months before he's sentenced. So the feds can check out the new shit he's telling them. If the deputy chief of police, right, is going to prison, who actually signed off on the towing contracts?
Yeah.
Who made the decision?
You mean the no-bid contracts?
The chief.
Didn't they have bidding wars?
The chief made the decision, and the chief has another job title. It's called deputy mayor.
Yeah.
And historically in this town, the deputy mayor kept track of the chief of police. That's who the chief answered to. So now we got a big problem. Imagine the commandant of the Marine Corps being the vice president of the United States. It's not done.
Yeah.
No,
Little conflict of interest.
Where was
Just
the
a
press
bit.
conference today? Where are you, chief? Out of
Yeah.
town? Then where's the deputy mayor? Oh, that's right. You are the deputy. Where's the fucking mayor? Greektown gets shot up on 3 separate occasions in 24 hours, and the mayor ain't out there.
Yeah.
You really think it's a comeback? How much are we getting back from the gazillions we're giving out? How come we just gave Gilbert Ficano's failed jail site, okay?
Yeah.
And they mismeasured its size.
That was an accident. It
And
happens.
I told him
It couldn't be that big of a mix-up. I mean, how much money are we talking? What are we talking? A couple acres?
man.
I'm
all that
sending
property
you. I'm
is-
sending you a nerve toss here, Charlie.
All that
because it's-
property's worth 200 million,
Yeah.
250 million. Guy's getting it for 50 million.
Maybe his tape measure ran
Oh,
short.
this is shit. It sure is like, we busted Ficano and the graft and all that. Trust me again when I tell you, I read the documents. Nobody in county government did.
Yeah.
I went through it with a fine-tooth comb because the good people, the taxpayers of Michigan, sent me to public school. And they sent me to the University of Michigan. And I owe them.
Yeah.
I owe my community to move home, what I learned, and lay it out. And if you want it, good. If you don't, so be it.
Then why are those people still in power? You find this stuff and go, this is bullshit. These
Because
are no
it's
bid
it's
contracts.
democracy.
These are no bid contracts. They're given out to their buddies through the back door. They're all getting rich together, whether it's the top leadership all the way down. And you uncover this stuff. You said indictments, I think, when I mentioned Duggan. But we don't see that stuff happen yet.
Well, it's a democracy. You don't just snap your fingers and they're gone. It's a whole process. And it's a really good system.
For them.
So for everybody. Democracy's patient. It might be inhabited by scums and cheaters, but that's people. The Roman
Yeah.
Empire fell from corruption. You
Yeah,
know? So
yeah.
did the Greek Empire. So did all of them. That's just what happens. That's what people do. But it's an excellent system. Be patient with it. Keep your belief in it. And be active. And ask for more out of the people occupying the seats on your behalf. They're not your leader. They're your representative. And when
Bullshit.
when those rare times come that we need a leader, you expect them to act like it.
Yeah.
But you're only my representative. Nothing more.
Yeah. But they don't seem to know that or care. And I feel like
It's a big
myself
that's a big statement.
myself included, I feel very, very uninformed about what's going on. A lot of it goes over my head. Some of what you're saying today goes sailing over my head. You're a smart guy, and I'm not going to pretend to be a know-it-all on city council and what they're doing, and I think a lot of us are like that. Like, what am I supposed to do about it? What do I do? I care. I don't want Kwame Kilpatrick's in office or corruption. I want safe schools for the kids. I don't even have fucking kids, but I want that. But what am I supposed to do? What is my neighbor supposed to do?
The fuck am I?
Well, you
Well,
do.
I don't know.
You do stories. That's what I meant when I said, don't you get discouraged that you go, people, it's
No.
right fucking here in front of your face.
No.
And nobody is going with torches.
No, because like that man you were saying, right? The black man you were saying.
Yeah.
No, it's getting through,
Yeah.
right? And I don't expect everybody to live what I'm living. You got to go into GM, man, and or Chrysler and worry about production today. The shit that guy or gal knows
Yeah.
that I don't have to live. So it just, you keep it cool,
Yeah.
and
Well, it's a good attitude to have. It would piss me off personally.
well, it does, but you got to learn in life.
Yeah.
But by the way, today is Tuesday, tomorrow is Wednesday.
Are you sure?
From 5:30 to 6:30 at the Detroit Public Library main branch.
Yep.
across from the DIA that we pay for.
Yep.
Cocktail hour and some conies at the library. At about 6:30, 6:45, I will read from my book. I'll take questions. C-SPAN will be there, my man.
Nice, nice.
And I'll sign them, and there's books for sale. And then afterwards, at the American Coney Island downtown,
Yep.
Google it. I'm not going to give you directions.
Yeah.
Going to have a little Motown review, a little live two-piece,
Did you get your stand-up bass?
bar, food. It's going to be great.
Dude, I'll
gonna
tell you,
be great.
I'll tell you this. Book readings, to me, historically, whatever. I went to your book reading in Detroit. I don't remember where it was. You were raising funds for maybe Walt Harris's family, or I'm gonna fuck it up. It was a blast. You were doing the book reading for Detroit, an American Autopsy, Detroit, and it was so much fun, man. It was great. The question and answer part was awesome. So if you're on the fence at all, like, do I want to go to a book reading? You want to go to Charlie LeDuff's book
rock and
reading.
roll.
It's fucking awesome. I had a blast. The people I was with had a ball. It's really a good time,
And
dude.
this is the most important. Well, I don't know what. Let me think about what I say sometimes. This is the most meaningful.
Yeah.
The Detroit at the library. Literacy is power.
Yeah.
And I support the library. I really do. I support teachers. I support kids. This is my
Firemen,
Yep.
police. Oh,
It's my hometown,
yeah.
and I think it's a really good book. And if people don't like it, that's okay.
Yeah.
I do. I gave it everything I had, and if it falls short, that's cool.
I love it.
But I'm at a point in my life, this is cool.
Yeah.
It's just I'm gonna feel good. It's not
Yeah.
gonna be stiff. And if God decides He wants the life back today, then it was good.
Yeah.
It was good.
You're a made man. You're all right.
Yeah. Well,
You're proven.
we all gonna have to give God His life back.
Can I do a read before we take a break? So you can
Oh
have that
yeah,
smoke?
totally. Yeah.
All right. You want to do it? I don't want to do it.
Oh, I'll do it. Sure.
Yeah, all right. Hamlin Pub. There you go. Cool.
Who is it?
Hamlin Pub.
Hamlin
Pubs.
Pub.
Yeah.
I used to live.
It's good for you. Yeah. Let's do a bar.
You
read.
mean in Clarkston?
But yeah, they've got 5 locations.
Yeah, 5 locations. I used to live just about a half mile away from the one in Clarkston.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I used to live there till the state police told me to move my van. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's right. Told me to move my van.
Move your house.
But
son.
I do got to tell you about the Hamlin Pub. They've got 5 locations: Clarkston, Chesterfield, Rochester, and 2 in Shelby Township. Why 2 in Shelby Township?
One's at 22 mile and one's at 25.
What? You
Popular.
save you 3 miles or
I
something?
guess.
How about
Yeah.
one downtown?
Sure.
Okay. Anyway, let me do that again.
I don't own the
5
Hamlin Pubs.
location: Clarkston. Watch how these bleed into each other. Clarkston, Chesterfield, Rochester, and 2 in Shelby Township. Hamlin Pub offers a wide selection of craft beers, most of which are brewed right here in Michigan. They have a great happy hour, all kinds of specials, Monday through Friday, 2 to 6 p.m., and half-off appetizers on Monday. Check out all their specials at all 5 locations. Well, they'd have to pretty much do a party bus, which they should probably do.
Sure.
That'd be kind of cool. HamlinPubs.com. Got to tell you, Hamlin Pub.
Thank you, Charlie. They'll
got it.
love that. Let's take a quick break. We'll come back and we'll talk more shit show. I got a lot more questions to ask you. Ferguson is on my mind.
Right on.
I want to talk Ferguson, Missouri with you. We'll do that next.
Okay.
The Detroit Cast continues after this short break. Detroit Cast continues now, bitches. Here are Mike and Jay.
All right, welcome back to the Detroit Cast with the one and only Charlie LeDuff in here to talk about shit show. The country's collapsing and the ratings are great. The new book, absolutely loved it. Where are you doing the reading again downtown?
Detroit Public Library, main branch, across from the DIA on Woodward.
Okay, and when is that?
Wednesday, tomorrow, or today, whenever you're hearing this.
Yep.
5:30, the doors open. Cocktails till 6:30. We'll have some Coney dogs, and then I'll get reading about 6:45.
Okay. Before we went to break, we were trying to do some math in our head.
Yeah.
And I stink at math. I'm better than E. Watch this. E, if you're going 60 miles an hour, how far can you travel in an hour?
I don't know, and I've never looked it up, so I don't know the answer.
Just
Okay.
wait. Stop and think. Calm down.
Okay.
Say it again to him. Think,
God,
listen.
I'm
Listen.
gonna actually have to think about
Just
this.
listen to him.
Fine.
All right.
Ask the question.
You're in your car. You're going 60 miles an hour.
Okay.
How far can you go in an hour?
60 miles.
See, just try.
Charlie,
Just try.
Fuck.
It's within everybody.
know-
don't believe that you're better than you are.
You know, you're
and you will be.
you're an asshole. I've done that to him 50 times on this show, and it's always met with, dude, I suck at math.
Yeah, but what about
And then
weights and
and
measures?
you just ruined it.
What about weights and measures?
Weights and measures. What
Yeah.
about them?
Well,
what weights?
which would be heavier, a pound of feathers or a pound of lead?
The same.
But
a pound is a pound, right?
Dude, you're making him smart all of a sudden.
All of a sudden, you're gonna have to pay the guy.
He's paid more than he should be.
No comment.
No, so you did some math. You went to U of M, so we put the math question on you.
Go blue.
There you go. And you're right, Harbaugh is overpaid. I love that when you asked him that. Are you overpaid? He went, yeah. Yeah, as a matter of fact, I am.
We'll give it back. No.
So we were trying to do the math on what we owe as a community to have this fabulous new downtown Detroit, the new LCA and blah, blah, blah.
Economic sense.
Yes.
Public bank.
Yeah. Because
So-
we don't want to go bankrupt again.
We don't want to go bankrupt again,
No.
so we must do our math. So, if we're paying interest, the public's portion, just on the money we borrow for that stadium, is $12 million. Okay? We also lost about $8 million in revenue share from the Joe, right? Like parking, pieces of the sweater, the hot dogs, all that, right? That's $20 million. We won't go into naming rights and all of this. $20 million.
And that's a minimum.
Yeah, 20 mil.
Yeah,
It's
you're being conservative.
Costing us 20 mil. In order to break even on the public's bank, not what's fun, right? Any of that. What kind of jobs would we have to create in order to make our 20 million back, right? Because you want to break even and get an economic engine going. At 2% income tax is what the city charges because there's no sales tax. That's the state collects that. And property tax, there is none of that because the city actually owns the arena and renting it to Illich for $1 a year for 95 years. So how many jobs will we need to create at 2% income tax? 1,000 millionaires right now.
So 1,000 people need to be earning $1 million a year.
Right now created from that thing.
Yeah.
1,000.
Downtown.
If-
To break even, not to make a
break
profit.
even, for the city to break even on its investment. Okay, $1 million, forget. Okay, what about $100,000 a year jobs? 10,000 right now. Okay, that's a little bit, 6 figures, a little bit much. How about 50,000? We would need 20,000, $50,000 a year jobs right now. And by the press release put out by Olympia, this new arena, created above and beyond Joe Louis, 400 new jobs.
Well, that's a good start.
So they're
400, not bad.
So they're going to have to make.
Of those 400 jobs, how many?
They're
going
going to have to make those beer pouring jobs are going to have to be $2.5 million a year jobs, and I know the beer's expensive down there.
Yeah, it's $9 a fucking glass.
Jeez, drink up, Detroit.
The problem is the guys that are pouring the beer for you aren't seeing the profits from that $9 beer.
No, they're not.
No,
They're not.
And I don't think they're making 50 grand. I doubt they're making 100 grand, and very few of them are making $1 million a year.
Are these full-time jobs?
Probably not.
No, they can't.
I mean, obviously there's full-time jobs inside there. But,
Sure.
But yeah, on game night,
I mean,
concert night.
These are the
So
things.
how does this happen then? How does this happen? Because this sounds like you're talking about going into bankruptcy again.
Back to the book. This is the same thing Chicago's doing. right? Building a new hotel downtown,
Yeah.
right? With $55 million in sweeteners for Rahm Emanuel's friend, whose hedge fund owns the majority stake in it.
Wow.
This is
How con-
happening.
How convenient.
This is happening in Miami, in Los Angeles. This is the new way in America. And you can't tell me the old America was created that way. Because
Yeah.
it wasn't.
No.
Then again, maybe it was. The robber barons, you know, the railroads,
Rockefellers.
the oil. Maybe it was. And look what happened.
Yeah, but there was so few of them then.
Yeah.
You know, and
But look
now
what it collapsed. It took a world war to get us dig ourselves out of it.
Yeah.
Is that what we're looking for? Or do we want to be adults, address the issues, maybe tax ourselves a little bit, maybe cut government a little bit, maybe make the Pentagon justify its budget, and set something up not only for the millennials, right, but for our children, you know, the babies,
Yeah.
the preteens.
That had nothing to do with it.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. Hey, I thought I heard a rumor that you might have some audio to break on this show.
Yeah. Did you see the Brooks Patterson story I did where he's flipping off
No,
Doug?
you know what? I was with you and you were going to interview him like the next day or something.
Yeah,
And I haven't seen it
You
yet.
didn't see the
No.
You didn't see the photo?
No.
Oh man, he's flipping the bird.
He's a good boy. I like Brooks.
Well, the
Is
people
he
were,
fun to have beers with?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's a good guy. And he doesn't get sloshed, so
Yeah.
you know, save it.
Who cares anyways?
Yeah. Well, here's what he told the Duggan and the business people down there pushing for the Regional Transportation Authority gigantic tax on your house, right?
Yeah.
See that?
He's flipping the
He's
bird.
sitting in a wheelchair
Ride
flipping
this.
the bird. Ride this. So, he was telling Jerry Anderson of DTE to me, hey, man, why don't you stay out of it? Why don't you forget about a choo-choo train or us paying for the Q line or something to Ann Arbor hooking up Gilbert's casino, right?
Right.
Worry about 260,000 people without power. Why don't you get the power back on? Why does the power always go out? Why 4 times a year am I without power multiple days?
Yeah.
Why is it just yesterday that the grid was overloaded because people turned on their air conditioning?
Sure, it hit
they're
91 degrees, of
right?
course.
There's a state investigation now open into DTE, how they manage it, what's going on with the grid, how they respond to emergencies, because they're awful.
Yeah.
It's just a pile of shit. We all know it because
Yeah.
we all use it, right?
Yeah, and that's true whether you're in Franklin or in Detroit.
Yeah.
In Detroit.
Yeah, it keeps going out.
Yeah.
Now, why do you own Pine Knob? Why are you doing commercials when you're in Monopoly?
Yeah.
Get the fucking power turned on. Now, remember in early May, the wind blew
Yeah.
and everybody lost power
Yeah.
because the wind blew?
Yeah, for
Okay.
sure, yeah,
And then
trees were falling.
the woman electrocuted 3 days later,
Yeah.
and DTE puts out
Hanging
some
up-
lame.
torched over the fucking power line, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're like, please don't touch wires. Well, why don't you respond to the wires? There's a law in Detroit, a city ordinance, 6 years old. Whenever an emergency worker from Detroit shows up, you're paying for it. The man hours, the equipment usage, all of that. So if a firefighter goes out there and sits on it and waits for DTE, right?
Yep.
DTE's got to pay that, but they never have. Haven't paid anything, according to the fire union. Haven't paid anything.
Really?
Yeah. Why not?
Yeah.
Why don't you get retired emergency personnel to work for you? Since they don't have health care anymore during the bankruptcy.
Right.
That will go a long way to paying for their bankruptcy. And they're trained. So here's what happened. At the intersection where wires were arcing, in the alley is where the lady fried. But it doesn't appear, and I don't know yet. The DTE didn't even bother going in there. But here's the dispatch between the fire engine that showed up on a Friday, right?
Yeah.
And then they're recorded in the dispatch, and the dispatch sends it to DTE. The woman died on a Monday. This is a Friday.
So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and now Monday.
is when they find her. Maybe she died Sunday.
Yeah,
Okay.
right.
But she died from a down power line.
Why haven't we heard this
Because
dispatch?
I haven't done the story yet.
Yeah. Okay.
Because I might just full-time be going to Deadline Detroit and make that your destination for news. DeadlineDetroit.com. That's where the Brooks Patterson thing showed up.
Okay.
So let me find this dispatch here. Okay, boom. Let's see here. It's not, okay, here we go. Okay, ready?
Yep.
Here we go.
Engine 44 to Central. Engine 44 reporting arcing wires pole to pole in the intersection of Remington and Riot Hill. These are the same wires that we had before. DTE has left and taped everything off. Engine 44 is going to go in service. Our disposition is A2.
Engine 44 report arcing wires pole to pole. The DTE has taped up the area. Left, those are the same wires that.
Okay.
Is that where it cuts off?
No, it's just my phone's just plugged into some stuff. But that's it. You got it. Want to hear it again?
No, I don't need
You
to hear
got
it again.
DTE taped it up.
Taped it up and
Split.
left. So they just left active hot wires dangling in the street.
Well, they're arcing. That's
Arcing.
what that says, pole to pole.
Yeah.
Why don't you just walk right into that alley right there? Right? There's a down line.
Yeah.
What in the world?
Yeah.
What in the world? Now, there's a state investigation, right? There's a public commission on this. Want me to pull it up and read it to you?
I
No.
don't. Yeah.
They want to know why the power doesn't stay on. Why an old woman died.
Yeah.
Why they can't seem to respond to anything. And why aren't you paying the city? And Jerry, this is just a citizen now. Dude, Brooks is right. Shut your mouth. Don't worry about regional transportation. Maybe that's the reason Amazon doesn't want to come. Because we got crap infrastructure. Because our roads suck.
Yeah.
Because the crime's out of control. Because the schools are some of the worst in the country.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why. And if you're going to tell us it's because of a choo-choo train, then I want to see a letter from Amazon. Because I suspect it's all you big boys who want to tax my home, my domicile, where my wife and daughter live. You want to tax that so I can't see it. Take it out of my check so I can see it.
Yeah.
Right? Back off my home. I support regional transportation. But why do we have DDOT, SMART, that I also pay for, that Detroit doesn't pay for but uses? Hey, Mike. Hey, Warren Evans. Detroit opts out of SMART. No community in Macomb County opts out of SMART. Why you want to come eat people's house in Macomb County? What are you, a fucking termite? You going to eat through my door? Right?
If they can.
One system.
If you'll let them.
One system. Do your job as bureaucrats. Break down the 3 directors and that 84 sub-directors and the different garages.
Other cities don't have that, do they?
Man, let's just get it right. We're broke.
Yeah. Yeah.
We got no more to give.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
And I pay for the DIA on my house. I pay for the zoo on my house. I pay for Smart Bus for everybody on my house. Right?
Yeah.
The DPS bailout, I pay for. The Cobo, I pay for. Right? Belle Isle, I pay for. I love the city. I have not abandoned it. But I'll be damned if I'm going to keep letting the bureaucrats eat me alive. Don't blame it on the poor man.
Yeah.
Poor man doesn't have any money to pay. Rich man won't pay. And he keeps coming to us.
Yeah.
And if you look at this book called Shit Show,
Yeah.
and you look at the Bundy Ranch and Ferguson and all in Baltimore, just wait till the middle class feels so put out.
Oh.
Wait a minute, that's the backbone, and it's shrinking.
Yeah.
And that's the problem in the country.
And that's the scare.
That's the scare.
Detroit is the test zone. This is going to happen everywhere to a lot of places.
It's happening.
It's happening.
Less than half the country's middle class.
So while they're pointing and laughing, ha ha, Detroit, ha ha, dude, it's happening in your backyard too.
Yeah. More people rent than ever before.
Yeah.
What? All the wealth is at the top.
Eric was asking you in the break, like, but Detroit's fun. You got the bars, and it seems like more people are moving down there, and blah, blah,
Yup.
blah, blah, blah.
That's what he says.
And that's what they want you to believe. That's what's reported.
Well, that's true. There are more people moving down there.
Yeah.
Like 8,000, let's just say what it's at. 8,000 white people moved down there.
Yeah.
That's great, right? 11,000 black people moved out.
Yeah.
Detroit's still losing population. The silk stocking model,
Yeah.
I don't think, is a long-term solution. Like I said, it's cool. Welcome to it. No city can exist without young white people and young black people and etc.
Sure.
That's what's a urban center. That's what a big city is.
Yeah.
That's why we love them.
Mhm.
Right? This is weird. I'm not pronouncing it dead or it sucks. It's cool.
Yeah.
But what are the long-term consequences or possibilities, or what does it look like?
Yeah.
We're not. Who's moved in?
Hipsters, restaurants.
Yeah, but they moved in from Ferndale and Rochester, so as a region, we're not doing any better. Blue Cross Blue Shield, right, left from Southfield, leaves a huge hole in Southfield. They get a 10-year tax break downtown. As a region, we're collecting less taxes, right?
Yeah.
Campbell Ewald, right? Is that the firm?
Yep.
From Warren, moving downtown. Nice big breaks. So as a region, the receipts get skinnier. It's fun and it's cool, but
Yeah,
as
but
a
at what
region,
cost? Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Amazon didn't come. Who's come? What big firm from someplace else? It's nice that Ford's going to come to the train station. That's a cool big investment, right?
Yep.
They're going to expand, and they're not leaving Dearborn. But
Where are the
look
rest?
at the Golden
Yeah.
Knights of Vegas.
Yeah.
Right. People fly in from all over the world to see them. Right.
Mhm.
It's just another thing to do. That's how you make money. You're attracting people outside your region. That's when stadiums make money, and that's a privately financed stadium, by the way.
Yeah.
The Raiders is not. The Oakland Raiders come to Vegas, but that's how it works. That's how you would pay for an arena. Have somebody
Yeah.
from New York come and drop a couple grand.
Yeah.
Now you're talking something.
Yeah. God, that's scary.
It's a trip.
It's scary. Well, it's awful to think about.
And like I said, I don't want to poo-poo, but these are my brothers and sisters listening.
Yep.
You can take it or leave it, but it's something to calculate into your life.
Yeah.
Something you're not hearing.
Yeah.
And even if you're going to be mad at me, I'm going to be consistent about it.
Yep.
And, and
Honest.
and then that way, we're
I mean,
friendly.
I think I read it in your book, Detroit. Actually, you were talking about us being I don't know, one's of a few cities to have over 1 million population and dip below it. And I don't know what we're at now, 650,
The
700,000.
only one ever in the history of the United States to reach 1 million and not have it.
Sorry, I don't mean to laugh. It's just,
It's profound.
yeah, it's incredible.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
We all lived it, though. We know. There's
Yeah.
so many reasons,
Yeah.
But
Oh, yeah.
we know.
Plenty of finger pointing to go around.
Well,
Blame
I
to
mean,
go around.
it just, history got away. It's just moving,
Yeah. Can I shift gears?
Yeah.
I'm fascinated by Ferguson.
What a Detroit metaphor.
Yeah, you like that? I'm fascinated by Ferguson, Missouri. That I don't remember what year it was, 15, 16, whatever.
15,
yeah. And Michael Brown, unarmed teen, for those that don't remember, unarmed teen on his way to Nana's house starting college on Monday, gets gunned down by the very, very white officer Darren Wilson. And it was like the country stopped. Like that was the Trump story of that year. And I watched in horror as the media descended on this town and turned it into a shit show. It was a shit show.
It was a shit show. It was
You
a
were
sad-
there
Yeah.
for a lot of that. And I give you credit, man. You had the balls to go there. You didn't hide behind barricades and policemen. You were in the fucking tear gas. What were you thinking?
I don't know. What are you thinking? That reminds me of like,
Because you got in some fights. You had a pylon thrown at your head. Dude,
Yeah.
you could have been, you and Matt and Bob were there on the
Well-
ground. You could have been killed there.
let's just be
That was a
hon- well-
no-go zone for police when you were there.
Well, let's just start with the obvious. From the get-go, cable, TV,
Ugh.
unfiltered, lets Michael Brown's friend, unfiltered, to the world,
Yeah.
say he had his back turned, had his hands up,
Yeah.
don't shoot,
Yeah.
right? Unfiltered, unquestioned. That became the narrative.
Yeah.
How do we know that's true? As it turns out, it wasn't true.
It wasn't true.
And it wasn't true. The
There were 3
ballistics-
autopsies done.
Yeah, the ballistics, everything.
Yeah.
It plays out. His flesh from the thumb, Michael Brown's thumb, was in the officer's cruiser on the floorboard.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Seems like his hand,
His DNA was on the gun.
his hand would be in the car,
Yeah.
which would give credence to he was reaching for it.
Right.
Okay. No gunshots in his bag.
Yeah. Hands not up.
Well, then the blood splatter shows he came towards the officer.
Right.
He was hit, and then he came forward. So only they know they were there, but it doesn't match up.
Yeah.
But that's
It didn't matter.
what happens.
It didn't matter, though.
And the bigger things get lost because, again, police dropping black men is not a new thing. So why now?
Yeah.
What happened in Ferguson?
Why this story?
Well, in Ferguson, it's like Oak Park. It was a white city, and within a decade, it became a majority black city, and much of the power structure was white.
Yeah.
It's changed in Oak Park a little bit. And City Hall instructed the police, who already don't have enough to do in this shit show called America, instructed them to shake people down. We need receipts up. We need
Yeah.
jaywalking, double jaywalking. You didn't show
Yeah.
up for jaywalking court.
Your car's covering part of the sidewalk. I mean,
right.
they were bullshit.
There's, like, you read the book, there's interesting charges.
Yeah, yeah.
And so you were shaking down your own people. So now the government becomes the enemy of the people. It's supposed to represent the people.
Yeah.
That's what happened. Now, add in, moving out of Ferguson, the fact that twice as many white people are dropped by cops than black people. Having said that, black people are 1/5 the
Right.
population of whites,
Right.
making them 2.5 times more likely. But still, what kind of white people?
Poor ones.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was going to
Trumpers.
ask you, what's worse, to be poor in America or black in America?
I'm not going there.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, I'm not going
Yeah.
there. But there's a lot of commonality
Yeah.
between classes
Yeah.
that we're missing.
You make a great point about that, about poor white people are just as fucked as anyone
They're
else.
suffering, man. And you
They
want to know how
suffered a
many
lot.
there are?
A lot of them.
Yeah, you just find that out?
Yeah.
Whoa, oh my God, we had no idea.
Yeah.
Well, they must be racist.
And you know what? No one's listening to them. And they're
not.
fucking pissed.
They're not. And you know what?
And when that powder keg explodes,
That's why I don't even want to talk politics, because when you strip it down,
Yeah.
it's still for the very wealthy,
right?
right? And I don't want to get into Trump, Hillary, all that, because now it's like you're picking on the person, right? It's not about the depth of what they're saying, right? Now it's like if somebody voted for Trump, they don't want to hear it because that's a reflection. If you're attacking Trump, you're attacking him.
Right.
Or if you voted for Hillary, it's
Yeah.
it's like
I get it.
We're almost lost when we're so close,
Yeah.
because Trump plus Bernie was like 70%,
Yeah.
75, and if they were both women, you're talking 80, 85. People wanted the establishment out.
Out.
But I hope everybody's noticing, just sticking a finger in the eye of the establishments, it's not getting us anywhere.
Mhm.
Profound things aren't being done, and maybe that's good,
Yeah.
because every time Washington does something profound, we get fucked,
Yeah.
right?
I think another quote of yours was, "We, as generations have gone on, and speaking of ours, we've lost," and I'm going to misquote the shit out of you, but we've lost the pride in hard work and teaching young about hard work that our grandparents used to do.
I wrote that?
Yeah.
Because I know a lot of people work hard, so
Yeah.
maybe I was overstating it if I wrote it that way. But
I'm not.
you know,
The way you
just
wrote it was
remember your
was
grandpa.
really nice.
Remember your grandpa.
Yeah.
He walking around with your picture in his wallet.
Yeah.
You know, he's worth honoring.
So when you're in Ferguson and you're on the ground, and like I said, you know, some piece of shit like Don Lemon and fucking Anderson Cooper in their, you know, big coats and behind their desk, and they got the lights and everything, and taking advantage of this poor community.
I didn't say that, you did. No,
Yeah, I
nobody's
did.
named in this thing. So
No.
But anyway, okay.
Hey, dude, I've been bagging Don Lemon forever. Fuck Don Lemon, whatever. I mean, the fact that dude is on the nightly news as a not as a commentator, but as a fucking you know, a journalist, it's hilarious to me. You know, as an anchor, you're an anchor. You have an anchor that went on the news one night and said, "It's confirmed Donald Trump is a racist." And I'm like, whoa, what the fuck, dude? You're an anchor. Holy shit.
Well,
I digress.
What's an anchor?
He's supposed to bring the news. He's not
What do you
a
mean? What do you mean? Bring the news.
deliver the news,
What
not
do you
give me your
mean?
opinion.
What do
I
you
don't want
mean
your opinion. That's
deliver-
your opinion.
What do you mean deliver the news?
Today, what happened in Ferguson?
You mean he's supposed to read his lines?
Yes.
So
That he wrote. He had to write that. No one else
But
wrote
he didn't
that.
do the reporting. And yeah, people do write them. Many people, like I think, Tucker Carlson writes his own stuff,
Sure.
right? But
You're going to be on his show coming up, aren't you?
I don't know. Reported By whom? That's not reporting to read it
Yeah.
or to rewrite somebody's. So that's not reporting. So let's get that straight.
Okay.
Journalist? Okay, maybe when you're having newsmakers on and you're interviewing them, I suppose that's some low level of something.
Yeah.
But I don't consider that the peak. That is the peak in TV to read lines other people wrote for you.
Right.
Like that
But-
Sinclair. Remember that one? All the
Oh, yeah.
Well,
Hilarious.
what's the outrage? You're being given lines to read. That's the peak of the industry.
For those that don't know, the Sinclair owns, I don't know, a couple hundred stations and made all of their anchors read this thing. And I can't remember who.
Ripping on the mainstream.
Yeah.
media,
Basically
ripping
talking about
on
fake
print
news. And,
yeah.
and I don't know who was Deadspin or something, put together a montage of all 200 of these stations saying the same thing, you know, as perfectly as they could into the camera. You know, I mean, it went around. It was embarrassing. It was
Yeah.
kind of funny. But, no, but you know.
Which I think is charming because where do you think TV gets its news? Once the rollover accident's done and the
Yeah.
murder du jour, right?
If it bleeds, it leads, Charlie.
Right. And the puppy stories had its run.
Right.
Where's the rest of it come from?
Yeah.
It comes from the newspapers.
Of course.
So why are you putting the newspapers down? You couldn't exist without the newspapers.
Yeah.
And you're starting to get an idea of what the world is like without newspapers.
Yeah.
Because now it's just talking heads because there's not enough news being
Right.
written.
But you'd admit there's a difference between a Sean Hannity and an anchor. Right? Sean Hannity is not a fucking anchor. He's giving an opinion bullshit all day.
So
That's what I mean by Don
he's
Lemon.
advising Trump.
Right.
What is that?
It's bullshit.
And
is
I
what
turned
it
it on.
is.
He's talking about the deep state, like
Yeah.
in regular everyday terms, like this conspiracy junk is now mainstream conversation.
Yeah.
Have I been in my underpants in my office writing a book for too long that I missed it?
Yeah.
Deep state.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is the state. It ain't no deep state. It's just bureaucracy, bro.
Yeah.
It's it's just a food fight.
Yeah.
Deep state.
So, I don't know what I was going to ask you next about Ferguson, but you know, when that went up and you're there, are you worried ever on the ground? Because like I said, that turned into a no-go zone for police. Like it was like they're not going in there. This city's being torched, and people are rioting, and you and Matt and Bob are in the middle of it. I mean, you know, Matt's got a giant camera, and anybody that knows, he's got his eye up to that friggin', what do they call that? Viewfinder. And then his other eye's closed.
Yeah.
And some guy knocks, I mean, he'll take an eye out. He get killed in that.
Yeah, he's very brave.
Yeah.
Matt's a very brave guy.
Of course he is.
You know, you learn how to do that. But, you know, we're not, that was in the quiet of everything. That was not the police trying to enforce a curfew. It's when the police backed out and said, all right, have at it, motherfucker.
Yeah. You wanna torch your city? Go ahead.
They did do that.
Yeah.
And no cop wanted to get in the middle of that.
Did the same thing
and
in
have
Baltimore.
to drop somebody else. Yeah, they did,
Mhm.
right? Doesn't work. You got to get in there and do your job.
Yeah.
There's just no doubt about it, right?
Yep.
For the betterment of everybody. But, you know, we just went in there where, you know, one man is trying to stop 50 creeps because that's all it was. It wasn't
And then what, onlookers?
Black St. Louis doing it. It was 50 drunk guys,
Yeah.
right? Looking to get some liquor and cigarettes,
Yeah.
right? Earlier in the day, it was 10,000 people.
Yeah.
Very short on wins. It was ministers, and it was children, and it was business people, and it was just Black St. Louis celebrating the fact that they got the militarized police out of there. Because let's all remember, I mean, you know,
Yeah.
AR-15s and armored personnel stuff, and like
Yeah.
keep moving, and like that it wasn't so like weird, right?
Yeah.
So it was a beautiful day, and it turned into a very ugly night. And there's one young black man in the wildness of it, because nobody wants to go in there. You know, media shooting with the long lens.
Yep.
We're not doing that. We got to get in there
Yep.
because we have to show what's going on here. And it was just one of the most beautiful experiences of my life watching this man DJ.
Oh.
Just tell him that ain't how it is, man. This ain't what it's about.
DJ is a guy that lived in the community.
Yep.
And had
Raising
himself
a son.
raising a son, and he saw what was going on in his town, and he went, "I'll be goddamn if they're gonna
If these
loot my
motherfuckers- Yep.
store." I don't remember what kind of store it was.
It's a
but
liquor and meat store. Yeah.
meat store, yeah. But it was his place.
Yeah.
I mean, he didn't own it. He just shopped there.
Yeah.
And he had the balls to go there with his own fucking pistol and sit there and go, "You're going through me if
Remember
you're
what
coming
he
in
said?
this door."
Because you can see the video. I don't quote from everything, but
Right.
he's like, it's more than they do when he's talking about the police.
Yeah.
It was poetic, this guy.
Yeah.
Just beautiful. And you know what? Afterwards, he saved the store. And he asked the owner for a job, and the owner did not give him a job. And then that store burned to the ground.
Yeah.
Should have given him a job.
Yeah. It saved your whole store.
And the owners are Arabs. So, black, Arab, right? The liquor store. This is not a strange thing in America. This, too, is a very big cultural rub, right? It's where the rubber meets the road in a lot of places. And it was interesting.
Yeah.
And maybe that man learned something about the other man. He was working while he did something good, give him a chance.
Yeah.
Because you hear about that bit, there ain't no jobs, you take it out of the community, and the store owner's got every right, and he's got his own point of view, and he's under siege, and his shit did get burned down, and there is a common ground. And I watched it.
Yeah.
In the worst of circumstance. I watched it. Amazing.
Yeah.
And then the media setting up, waiting for the grand jury.
Fucking.
Is Wilson going to be indicted or not? We all knew he wasn't going to be.
Of course.
It rarely ever happens.
Duh.
And the media's there full like 2 weeks before.
Dude.
Setting up pop-up studios on the street. And you know what that was? That was like baiting people in. Baiting them in.
Yeah.
Come on down for all your rioting needs.
Cameras attract people.
Yep.
There's no doubt about it.
And I was busy, but I saw clips later of like people attacking the media when that lit off. Remember, they were running for their lives?
Yeah.
What would you think, dude?
Yeah.
You're sitting there on a set, waiting for a riot.
Yeah.
Like they're not gonna. They hate you.
We came out. We waited to do our show that day for the indictment, or whether there was going to be one of Officer Wilson to come down before we started the show.
Because even you knew.
I knew the
Everybody
shit
knew.
show was about to start,
Yep.
and it was like, guys, we're not going until we know, because we knew it was coming. They'd announced, at 4 o'clock we're going to announce blah blah blah, and it
And
was
the
like
dummies waited till 8, and it was dark.
8 and dark.
Yeah.
And that's when our show started. And we did not start our show with our normal intro. We started with Kool and the Gang Celebration. And a lot of listeners took that the wrong way. They thought I was making fun of the people torching their own towns.
I might have taken it that way.
Yeah. And what I was doing was going, the circus has come to town, folks. Your cable news networks are here to celebrate the riot. Get
Look,
your fucking gear.
Do what
Party
you're
is
gonna do.
on. You know what I mean?
And you make mistakes, or
Yeah.
or you're taken wrong, and that's just the part of living out loud.
Yeah.
People
Totally.
People that know you got a good heart.
Yeah.
Maybe
Well,
it did,
not
I,
really
did,
a
I
good
didn't
one,
strike
but-
the tone I was hoping for.
Yeah.
You move along.
Oh, and I don't worry about that at all.
I do. I mean, I don't sweat over it.
Yeah,
but
you
I
can't.
do.
No, you can't. If you're going to be anything edgy at all or controversial, which you certainly can fall into that category, and so can we, you can't. You just can't play that game. It's like, this is how I meant it, and I explained myself, and nobody, there wasn't any real problem with it. But it was like, no, I was so outraged by the fucking coverage that story was getting. I felt bad for the citizens.
Then maybe you would think about it, because it's like even in that DJ one, right?
Yeah,
When we're
right.
doing the story about the liquor store, I knew what I was doing when I went like this. All across America, you can almost hear the collective sigh, maybe even in your living room. See, there they go again. And I knew what I was doing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I knew it, and I was just waiting for the blowback.
Yeah.
But I was.
Why did they behave this way?
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
in order to show you something, no. See, life ain't what you think it is. Look at this man. Look at this man that's very brave.
Yeah.
This man is us, except he's probably got way more in him than you do.
Yeah. The
Right?
balls, dude.
Fucking
People
man.
people were pissed and fucking angry and rioting, and that man had the balls to sit
To
there.
do what the
in
police were doing.
He was policing a place he didn't even fucking
and,
own.
And he spoke as a philosopher, and the rhythm of his language,
Yeah.
the way he uses it, was so beautiful. He never missed a beat. He
Yeah.
never missed a beat. He never struggled for a word.
Yep.
He was just awesome.
And you know what? I think this is what connects you to people and why people respect you for the way you do your reporting. Is because when you got footage, and you got a lot of footage, and you took a orange pylon to the fucking
bottles,
head.
some batteries, yeah.
Matt got fucking cracked, and Bob, I'm sure, went through some. I mean, you guys were in the shit, And your bosses were like, this is great. Black mob attacks white fucking reporter. This is the story. And I wanted
boss did it.
Some boss did. I don't even need to know.
Person,
yeah. They're thinking clicks and YouTube views and fucking that's the story. Keep the and you went, fuck you. I'm not race baiting. Are you kidding me? Yeah. DJ's the story.
Yeah.
And I think people love that about you. You looked for the good in humanity. You did it in the Stephen Eustace story with the black woman nurse.
Yeah.
Who God, I'll fuck up the story, but Stephen Eustace, people will remember that, right? In Detroit,
yeah.
Hit a kid.
Got out of the car, look at the kid, the mob attacked him.
Black mob attacked him, and this black woman, I can't fucking remember her name. Deborah.
Yeah.
Ran down with a gun and said, one more fucking punch to this guy and you're taking a bullet from me. And saved his life. I mean, the guy was in a coma for 9 days. I mean, he should have died. He would have died without her. And you want to help her. You want to tell her story. You want to tell DJ's story.
Apartment.
Yeah, that's what I mean. What other reporter does that?
I don't know.
None.
Maybe.
No, they don't. You know, she wouldn't leave in defense of her. She's like, fuck, I'll be run out of my own town. Forget it.
I'm like, yeah, but you're the only one standing between four dudes doing time.
Yeah.
She's like,
Crazy.
fuck it, I'm not going.
Well, Charlie, we've gone long here. I appreciate you so much coming by and giving me this much time and hanging out. You're a ball. I've said it 1,000 times. I've tweeted it before. If you ever get the chance to just run into Charlie and grab a beer, do it. It'll be the best night of your life. I can
wish
promise
we could
you
have
that.
a beer, man. Gonna be a busy day tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, you're going on a tour. You're fucking everywhere, man. So I hope you sell 1 billion copies. It's a great. This book will show you a side of America that I didn't know about. I learned a lot about America reading this book. I wasn't aware of what's going on around the rest of the world, and I've got 1,000 other questions I could ask you.
One more.
Let's see.
One more.
Okay.
Did you have fun reading? Is it a fun read?
It's a great read. It is. I had a lot on Don Lemon. I'm sorry. I was. You
can't get Don off the break.
No,
He loves Don Lemon.
Fuck no, and because you know what sucks is I know Charlie knows shit too, and we can't. Anyway, so Trump running for president.
Yeah.
You knew early on. This ain't bullshit.
Yeah, a couple weeks into it, I asked him if I could, give my resume. Maybe you're thinking of vice presidents, and I could maybe be the vice president.
But you got in trouble though, didn't you? Weren't you? You knew this was a shit show. This was the definition of a shit show. Him running for president, but you went, oh boy, this guy's going to make some waves, and it's a shit show. And you kind of treated it like a shit show.
Well, it was not just him. It's the whole thing's shit.
Right.
It was the worst. Look, it's the worst reality show on TV is the presidential run-up.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And all the empty questions.
See it, I will.
Yeah, but the agricultural ethanol credits and you don't know the fuck about no ethanol credit, dude. Or pork bellies and blah, blah. Empty questions, empty answers. We package it up. We put it on the air. We all go drink together.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
That's how it was. But he blew it up. The shit show. So I'm like, great. Because you know what? I'm sick to fucking death of this.
Yeah.
One. Well, I'm not for free trade. I'm for fair trade.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, well, what the fuck does that mean?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Does
The
that?
perfect citizen. He's well coached. He's well dressed. He
Right.
knows
Well,
exactly.
first of all,
make sure you look up in the eyes.
illegal immigrants. First of all, we've got to control our borders, and then absolutely,
Yeah.
and then we'll worry about what's going on. I'm like,
We've got to deal with this opioid abuse, and right now it's a shame.
yeah, make it fucking illegal again.
Yeah.
Okay, we don't need a law.
Harumph,
We don't
harumph,
need a wall,
harumph.
man. Just get all the violent fuckers out of here, and if they come back, build a prison for them.
Yeah.
10 years minimum. And then the violent fuckers won't come back anymore.
Yeah.
And then give the farm workers, and it's never been an American job, ever, except for 2 years during the Dust Bowl. For 100 years, that's been a Mexican's job. Give them a blue card. A blue card's different than a green card. Green card, you can go anywhere. Blue card, you got to work on the farm.
Yeah.
Why not give it to them? Get 1 million motherfuckers out of
Because
here.
then you got to pay him.
No, you can pay them the same. They just want to come and go.
Yeah.
They want to be able to go home for
They
the
don't want.
mother's
They want to get
funeral
out of
and
the
shit.
fucking dark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tax them a little bit.
Yep.
Shit. So.
So with Trump, you got in trouble. You got in trouble.
We got booted off the
You got booted
campaign
off
trail.
the campaign trail.
Because, the spin room, after a debate, there's a spin room where the candidates will come in and they'll be like, someone's holding a placard for them with
Yeah.
their name on in case you don't know who the fuck they are.
Yeah.
Which, believe me, you don't know who Bobby Jindal is,
Right.
Who's this dude? And then you ask a question like, sir, you voted for NAFTA. Well, I'm for fair trade, not free trade. And then he turns and he does something else. And I'm like,
Yeah.
that's not an answer.
Yeah.
That's bullshit. You voted for NAFTA.
Yeah.
You were a 1%er. You worked for Lehman Brothers, Mr. Kasich.
Yeah.
You did. And you voted for NAFTA. So what the fuck kind of fraud shit is this with your populism crap? It's bullshit.
Yeah.
So we're in the spin room, and I grab Matt's lapels, and Matt's holding the camera, and he and I are spinning. Do-si-do. We're spinning in the spin room. And I had just, on my iPod, because I still have one, I was listening to the Talking Heads.
Okay.
I can't seem to face up to the fact that so what was it? You keep talking. Wait, what's that line from the Talking Heads? You keep talking, but you're not saying anything, right?
Yeah.
Psycho killer. And so that was going through my head.
Psycho killer.
So that's what we were doing. I was like, spinning the spin room. Everybody talking, but nobody's really saying anything. We're gonna build a wall. Where we're gonna get the money.
Yeah.
And we're spinning, and we're on every cable outlet. We're on MSNBC. We're on
Like in the background
yeah,
of the shot.
we're right in the middle of the thing, spinning in the spin room. And then corporate called up, and you know,
Suspended you
Fox
from
is
the Trump
gonna
campaign.
make it nice with Trump now, right?
Yeah,
because
but-
they were against Trump, if you remember.
Yeah.
Megyn Kelly.
Sure.
You call women fat. Brent Baird saying, will you sign a pledge saying you will not run as a third-party candidate? Remember?
Yeah. Oh, fuck yeah.
Because it was Jeb. They were for Jeb.
Yep.
And then the redneck spoke, and it won't go and be Jeb, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So we got pulled off. Back to the minors.
Yep.
Okay. So I submit to you, we were ahead of our time
Yeah.
because we were just spinning in the spin room, right?
Yeah.
Now you got the White House correspondent from some network yelling to the standing president of the United States, "Sir, are you a racist?"
Yeah.
Could you
Jim
imagine?
Acosta?
Could you imagine if I did that?
Oh,
I'd be fired.
yeah. Yeah, you would. They got mad at you for a bar tab.
Yeah.
Go figure.
They got mad.
The fuck is that?
9 pints of beer and a plate of calamari on the expenses. Say, guilty as charged.
Yes. I will take credit for that one.
Well, you know, New York Strip is more expensive, and I was
Yeah.
entitled to that.
Yeah. Anyway, it's all in the book, and we've barely scratched the surface. I'm not even kidding.
All right, one more. Go ahead, scratch it real quick. A yes
well,
or no answer.
How do you decide? Because there's a series of stories in here, and you bounce all over the country. We could get into Flint, we could get into Detroit, but you know your book starts with
Flint, indict 'em. Detroit, indict 'em.
right. But you go to North Dakota.
Yeah.
Like how do you decide? Do you have a team that goes, these are the stories we want to do, or is it just you? Is it a gut feeling? Like, I got to tell this story.
Me, Matt, Bob.
Do you have trusted people besides
there was
those guys?
a
Your wife?
a woman
you know?
named Deb.
Yeah.
She was our producer for a couple days a week. We had a woman named Laura Cindy that would give us a day a week, and
Yeah.
and we would spitball
And
it.
say what? Just like, hey, I heard this story here. It might be something you're
we should
interested
do
in.
work. We should do work. You
Yeah.
know, or
Immigration and
oh man, the Southern guy, he just voted the UAW out again. What the fuck's going on down there?
yeah.
I don't think he's stupid. There's a reason they keep doing it, or you know, just things like that.
North Dakota was interesting though, where people thought that $100,000 a year jobs existed.
Yeah.
Like they're coming to Detroit.
You
soon.
want to work? Go to the oil fields. Hey
Yeah.
man, there's a $100,000 a
Yeah.
year job.
And they quickly find out that they've got no jobs.
Or or you know they're full, or
Mm-hmm.
you got to work 120 hours a week to make the $100,000. And,
Right.
And the guy driving the truck's really not that experienced with it, and
Right.
it's a shit show.
And it's cold as
50
fuck.
below.
Yeah.
And then you're outside the strip club.
Oh, my God,
right?
dude.
Because that's where the violence is going on, and all the
Yeah.
homeless guys are hanging around down there. And I'd say one thing about the Western guy: he's a real Christian, real gentleman.
yeah.
Because instead of shooting you in the back, he'd just put one in your chest. He'd just take a knife and put it right in your chest.
Yeah.
Real nice, right? Look you in the eye. Good
Was it-
people.
Was that a true story about you going outside the strip club to have a cigarette?
If you ask me that,
I'm sorry.
again, I'll punch you in the face.
You can't reach me from
Because
there.
that is some bullshit.
Yeah, I know. It's an
Yes,
offensive
it
thing. Dude, when that guy is like, look, man.
Guy come out, he need $20. Keep his motor running.
Yeah. I'll be a popsicle, he says. If I'll freeze to death, I need a cigarette, man.
He goes, I need $20, keep the motor running, because I don't want charity. I could maybe, suck your cock. So, what? Come again? Okay, 15. And I didn't have the heart to tell the guy.
Yeah.
At $20 a cock, he's 5,000 cocks away from the $100,000.
But that's doable. You
Yeah,
got
but
to work a lot.
You got to work 16 hours a day, a cock an hour.
Yeah.
That ain't no dream, dude.
Yeah. And, you know, I mean, you got to be able to get that guy off within that hour, too. I mean, the desperation, dude.
No days off.
Look, yeah.
No days off. Yeah, there's a Spanish word for lockjaw. Hold on a second. Hold on here. Let's see, I forgot it. I'll leave you with this.
You want to do another commercial?
Yeah, I'll do another commercial. Let's see here. Let me translate. Let's see here. Spanish to English. Oh, Irish.
El Laco Jao, I believe is what it is.
Let's see. No, there's actually a word.
This, sir.
It's Trismo.
Turismo.
Trismo.
Yeah. Senor Turismo.
Senor Trismo.
Senor Turismo.
If he kept bringing the price down, is there a number he could have said that you would have went, all right, why not? For the story.
Dude, 5,000 cocks, that's like a Rod Stewart stomach pumping.
Yeah.
Think about that. That's
I wonder how many listeners are going to get that reference.
Yeah, right.
It's up there with the Richard Gere one. All right, do that read, then we got to get out of
All
here.
right. TDC Ford. Scott Ford's famous
No,
spring...
Zot Ford. Don't screw up their name. Zot Ford.
Oh, wait a minute. It's my glasses. I know it's Zot Ford. Sorry. Sorry about that, Zot.
Yeah. Thick tongue. No big deal. Trismo.
Zot Ford's famous spring fling is finally here. It's summer now, guys.
Yeah.
Zot Ford's famous summer fling is finally here. It was a long, cold winter. What? Oh, you changed it. Okay.
Yeah. Jay did.
Let me start over. Zot Ford's famous spring fling's finally here. It was a long, cold winter, but it's time to sell lots of vehicles and get back on track. Here's the deal even ISIS can afford. It's a sign and drive lease on select all-new wheel drive 18 Ford Escapes for just zero cash due. That's $222 a month, zero cash due. Also, they dropped the price on select new 18 Ford F-150 Super Cab 4x4s, almost $13,000. That's over 30% off. See details and their massive inventory at dealsinthed.com.
You're the best. Charlie, thank you again so much for coming in,
It
dude.
was awesome, man. Sorry if I shitted up your show.
Are you kidding
Thanks
me?
for having me on.
Dude, shit show. The country's collapsing, and the ratings are great. By the one, the only, the great Charlie LeDuff. I hope you sell a ton of them. It's an awesome read. People are going to love it. They're going to learn. They're going to be scared. They're going to laugh. They're going to cry. It's all in there. And I loved it as much as I love the Detroit book you wrote. And I hope people come out and see you Wednesday. If you're listening to us live right now on a Tuesday, Wednesday you'll be at the Detroit Library, did you say?
Detroit Public Library main branch. I'm
Yep.
Edward.
And you'll be doing a reading and doing Q&A. I went to it, a few years ago for your Detroit book. It's a blast. So hopefully people will come out there and see you. We'll have a link on our page, take you directly to Amazon. You can buy this. The interview will be connected to it. So if you want to listen to this interview again, buy the book right there. And like I said, continued success, Charlie. I love
Thank
you
you.
like a brother, man. And thank you again for coming in.
And Jerry, fix the goddamn power.
There you go. All right, let's call it a day there, and we'll be back tomorrow. Jay will be here with us tomorrow, so we'll see you guys then.
Sweet.
You've been listening to the Detroit Cast with your hosts, Mike and Jay. From all of us at Radio for One Studios, thank you for listening. And as always, thank you, Detroit.